everyone. Guys, today I'm going to give you a complete guide about traveling to Abu Dhabi Yas Island. So if you guys are planning a trip to Abu Dhabi and plan to visit all the theme parks out there, this is the only video that you need to see to know end to end what you have to do, what you don't have to do, what you have to carry, what you don't need to carry, and all the details that you require. So without further ado, let's just quickly jump into the conversation. Well, the very first thing that you need to do is, guys, book your tickets at least 3 months or to be the least 2 months in prior on the website of Yas. So there is the website coming up out there where you can click and book it up there. You will get the best deals at the website of Yas. Make My Trip, Go Ibibo, all of these will give you prices which will be any which ways hiked up from what it will show you at Yas. So I had done all the checking and after that found out the best deals there. Another advantage being that if you're booking up from their own website, they have tie-up with the hotels at the island. So you can get actually the theme park tickets included in your night stay. For example, like we were there for 3 days. We had 3 nights booked at the hotel that we stayed. We were at Marriott and we had the 3 theme park tickets done with them. So ideally, if you're getting the tickets, see the ticket amount varies on seasonal basis in Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Okay, so I was traveling in December, so it would have been slightly higher. Well, depending on when you're traveling, you can actually have a look. So that was the first tip where you need to book your tickets from the Yas website so that you can have this tie-up booked and you can save a lot of money there. And a lot of people do this up and down from Dubai in Dubai and then travel. Guys, let me tell you, it's a bad idea. Reason being, it's at least about a 1.5 hour to 2 hours drive and you'll end up spending so much on your cab from there to there. Whereas if you're staying in Yas, your charges of the cab will be way minimal because you're going to be just traveling from Yas to Yas, right? So that you will be able to save a lot of it. And plus, trust me, you end up spending the entire day from morning 9 to evening 9 at the theme park. You will get so drained out that again traveling back and doing that up and down, it's so not worth it. Well, the second thing that you need to do is once you're there, they will tell you, the hotels do give you idea that, we have a shuttle service from where, the hotel, they will drop you at the Yas Island. Guys, don't go by it because the timings of the shuttles are really bad. They have shuttles only like say around starting from 12 in the noon, 12:31 and that's not the timing that you should be there. 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock depending on which time of the year you're going. The theme park opens. I would suggest you have your breakfast and then immediately take a cab and leave. The earlier you reach the place, the better it is for you because you will have lesser queue. You can do quite a few rides without standing in the line. Otherwise, after 12, automatically the crowd increases and then the minimum waiting time for any ride becomes at least 1 hour, 45 minutes to an hour. So it's good to go early, reach there on time the moment the theme park opens so that you're able to at least do 3-4 rides quickly without any waiting time. Well, the next tip that I'm going to give you is when you're going there, please do not carry any food with you. They do not allow anything to eat inside. So if you're carrying any of your packaged food like chips and all that, it'll go to a waste. They'll take everything and they'll throw it. So please don't carry anything. Water is not a problem. You can carry your bottles or 1 or 2 bottles with you and there is sufficient water inside. They have these, water cooler kind of things that where you can go and fill up your water bottles and have water. So that is not a problem. But as far as eating is concerned, a little bit of baby food or fruits they might end up allowing you because we had kids with. They did allow me an apple and an orange that I was carrying, but anything from that they just took everything and they threw it away, right? So that's one thing you can have and actually eat everything inside. Now when it comes to having the food inside, there is an app of Yas Island which you can download and where you will have to do a registration of your it is a face identification registration that you need to do prior. Once you have done that, guys, you can use that app to avail a discount inside the theme park when you're ordering anything from any. So they give you a discount of about 15 to 20% on whatever is total bill. Now, the next point is, well, we did 3 theme parks there. One was the SeaWorld, then was the Ferrari World and Warner Brothers. So we did the SeaWorld the first day. SeaWorld, my dear friends, they allow you to touch a lot of sea animals. You can touch them, feel them, something that a lot of us don't do it in our everyday life, right? And we don't get to do that. It was a beautiful place. There are lesser rides there you can have. You know, if there are people who are, you know, aged, like your parents who are traveling with you, SeaWorld is a place to be because there aren't too many rides, but it's a visual treat. They'll really enjoy. And my dear friends, let me tell you, it's not an aquarium. It's not a tube kind of an aquarium. It is a place to be. It will be, I do not want to explain and tell you everything so that you miss out on the fun when you actually travel there. And need to, you know, you can go enjoy, have fun, and even the kids can do the same. And one another tip that I would want to give you here is that make sure that you guys are wearing your sneakers, your shoes, and going. Don't go with footwear that have open ends, because quite a few of the rides there is a mandate that you need to have your shoes. So it will have an unnecessary headache where you will have to miss out on a few rides just because you're not wearing shoes. So make sure that you are, whenever you're going for any of these theme parks, you are on your shoes, right? We did the SeaWorld the first day because there was less to do in terms of rides, and then second day we went all up into the Ferrari World. Well, Ferrari World is a place for all the adventurous people out there. You have all kinds of crazy rides, and of course the Formula Rossa, which is the world's fastest roller coaster. It was an amazing experience to be there, and we had a lot of fun. Well, 2-3 tips to tell you about Ferrari World. Once you reach Ferrari World in the morning at 9 or 10, make sure the first thing that you're doing is going to the there's this the karting ride, the kart ride where you do this racetrack. So please go to that ride first, because you have to collect coupons for yourself. They give you a time when you can come and do that ride. So if you go too late, it all gets sold out and timed out, and you might not be able to do that ride. So if you have reached early, first thing that you do is go get the coupons of your kart ride, and then once they give you a time, make sure you're there on that time, because if you miss that time, you won't be able to do that ride. So that is one tip. And another thing is, as I said, if you go early, you will be able to avoid the queue standing in the queue for quite a few of the rides. Similarly, in the evening, see, in between, once between 12 to 6, that time is going to be peak. There will be crowd. You will have to stand in the queue and do a lot of things, wait and have a lot of time wasted there. But there's no option. You will have to do that. But if you plan to stay back till the end, till say 9 and 10, like until the theme park closes, few rides where there is a very long queue, like Formula Rossa and all these bigger rides, all these roller coasters there will have, after the peak timing, the timings will increase to say 2 hours, even 3 hours. We had a waiting. When I went at 2 o'clock to see the Formula Rossa, queue went 3 hours. When we went at 6, it's at 2. But when we went at 8, because the theme park was to close at 9, it said 45 minutes, and we went in at 8. So guys, make sure that you're doing it early, or if you have too much waiting, like 2-3 hours, skip that ride, wait for it till the evening, because evening the crowd starts withering, and then you can actually go and save your time, and then make sure that you're definitely doing that ride, right? So that was to do with the Ferrari World, and we had an awesome time. It was beautiful. So all the adventurous guys out there, you can do practically all the rides under the sun. Everything there is amazing. Well, something that you can skip if you don't have the time is that I would tell you is there is this section where they have this bike racing on the console. So if you've done one of it, the others are the same and boring. So I think you can just skip that. If you've done one, you can actually spend time on doing the other rides which are more fun, and of course going around seeing the cars and other things. So there was one place which I couldn't do, which I felt bad about, because we were late in the evening to go. It was closed. Is they will actually tell you how to do up the tire changing of the car and all that. That was fun. So if you get a chance, definitely do that first in the morning. We missed doing that in the morning, and then we couldn't do it during the day. So that was to do with Ferrari World. Now moving on to the last day, where we went to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers again is a place for kids. out and out kids. They are going to have a fantastic time there. So you have all the characters out there, you know, the Marvels, the Green Planet, Green Captain. Well guys, I'm not very well versed with all these names, but I'm sure the kids out there know way beyond than what do I know. So they have these timings for the shows. One of the shows that we saw was around 12:30. Well, you can check on, when you enter, you can check on the timings and see what are the shows. And one of the shows that they do is the Carnival. Make sure that you don't miss that. It was beautiful, and definitely you can watch that one show. The other shows, well, it's up to you. Depending on what you want to see and what you want to skip, you can decide on that. Well, in Warner Brothers, the best ride that one has to experience and do is Tom and Jerry. There'll be a big queue for it. We waited for almost 1 hour 45 minutes to do that ride, but it was worth it. It did remind, I'm sure all of us 90s and 80s kids will be able to relate to the whole Tom and Jerry thing. They have a beautiful setup made, and let me give you a few glimpses, you know, from my video on that, and you can actually make sure that you do this ride. Apart from that, there'll be a lot of other rides that they'll take you into space and Star Wars and all of that. It was super fun. So the kids mostly are allowed about 130 centimeters and above. If they are the height, they generally are allowed in all the rides. They are absolutely safe. You don't have to worry. Even the younger kids, it is not the age but the height criteria that they look at. So if you have kids along with you, they are going to have a great time. And even apart from the rides, they have all these Scooby-Doo and all these characters, you know, whom you can go, stand, talk, click the photos, and kids really enjoy all these things. So they will definitely have fun. So these were the things that, well, I can think of and remember of my entire trip. Well, parking and all that, if you have your own car, it's not a problem. But if you are also, as I said, make sure that guys, don't wait for the shuttle of the hotel, because again, as I said, the timings of it are bad, be it the morning or the evening. Evening they leave around 6:30. By then you would have not even done like half the park. One another thing, yes, that I would like to say, quite a few of them, you know, there had booked this flexi pass of, you know, doing 2 theme parks in a day. I would strongly recommend that you don't do that, because it is going to be complete waste of your money. Because when you do that, like if you think you can do half a day this and half a day that, trust me, you just can't do it. You will neither enjoy this nor you'll enjoy that, and you will only hush up, do 1 or 2 things, and you will leave. You will not get the essence of enjoying the whole thing. These theme parks are very beautifully done. You can spend absolute 8-10 hours the entire day there, having, experiencing, and even if you're not doing the rides, just sitting there and, you know, looking the way they've been beautifully done is fun and is worth it all. So please don't book those flexi passes. It's totally not worth and not game. And the shuttle thingy that I was talking about, well, don't take the ones, book the ones. Please take a cab, and cabs, you can download the Careem app. That works for Dubai. Well, when I have my Dubai video, I did mention this there as well. You can just download that app, and you know, you can have that handy, and the cabs out there in Dubai or Abu Dhabi are available absolutely at any point of time. You have to just walk out, go to the drop-off point, you know, at those theme parks of where the cabs come, and you can just book it up and take a cab and get back to your hotel safely. It's absolutely no issues at all. Any other queries or any other questions that you have with regard to Yas, you can definitely, you know, comment in the comment section, and you know, let me know, and I will definitely get back to you with all the details and knowledge that I have post I have visited that place. Well, you're visiting Abu Dhabi, make sure apart from the theme parks, you spend 1 full day at Abu Dhabi sightseeing. They really have beautiful places that you can see. The first one being the temple, which will be like on the way if you're traveling from Dubai to Abu Dhabi. First would be the temple, the new temple that has come up in Abu Dhabi. It's beautiful. You can have a look at it. The second place can be the Louvre Museum. It is really nice, and a thing that I'm sure quite a few of will not know, the kids might not enjoy the museum, but they have a separate kids museum. So the kids, my son and my sister's daughter, we were traveling together. Until we were seeing the museum, they got totally bored, because obviously it was not something that they enjoyed doing. But the kids museum, the moment they entered there, they had a gala time. So it's a very different thing, something specifically for the kids that they've made, very interactive. They will really enjoy themselves. So if you're visiting, make sure that you visit the Louvre Museum. It was super fun. Apart from that, after that you can head out. Well, the palace that they say there, I think you can skip. It's not that great. At least I did not enjoy it because it's typically like a hotel. It's a converted hotel, so not really too much to see. If you just want to see like a luxury kind of a hotel or palace, maybe you can visit that place. Apart from that, at the Yas, they have this Marina circuit. It was amazing. We had a great time riding. They have a separate circuit for kids as well, where they have the smaller cars. The kids can also take a ride, and it's all safe and super fun. You will really enjoy. So if you're a person who likes racing, who likes going on this car race thing, definitely give it a shot. It was super fun. And the last place that you should definitely not miss when you're in Abu Dhabi is the mosque. The Grand Mosque, the biggest mosque in the world. It is beautiful, serene. Two things that you have to keep in mind when you're going there is make sure that you're covered head to toe. Even if you're wearing 3/4 sleeves, me and my sister happily went with a 3/4 sleeve suit with dupatta and everything, but they did not allow us because this much of our hand was seen, and we had to wear a jacket, and which was full sleeves only, then they allowed us inside. So make sure, otherwise they will not allow you. And for all this, for the mosque also there is a booking. It is free, but you have to do on the website of the online Grand Mosque itself. You have to just go and register yourself, punch in your details, and once they give you can specify the time that you're going. So if you're going at 11, the ticket is valid only for an hour. So make sure that you are sure of your timing, or even if not, you can go there also and book. It's not a problem. But many a times what happens is people who are trying to book there, right, instantly, it was taking a hell lot of a time, and it was very slow. So if you know that you're going to go there at a specific time, you might as well book it earlier. It will save you a lot of time, and then you can just go inside and visit the mosque and come. So that's about it, my friends. That was Abu Dhabi from my end to you. Any other queries or questions, you can put it up in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to answer all your queries. So I hope I gave you enough details, and next time that you're visiting Abu Dhabi or any of your friend is going, make sure you share this video with them and subscribe to my channel so that you get updates on more such travel updates, and you can have a great time the way I did on my travel. Have a great trip to UAE. Until then, it's me, Neha, saying bye.